Come here, I got a secret. Listen to this very carefully. If your drawing looks ugly, you're doing it right. And if you feel like giving up, you're on the right track. Feel free to take a screenshot so you can use it with this lesson. We aren't making it pretty. We're just setting up the undertone base layers and the values. Use only light pressure, no more than 4 layers total, and that's crosshatch. If you don't know what crosshatching is, I've got a video on it. I want you to think of the under picture like it's your inner child coloring. Light, easy, no pressure. We're not trying to be perfect. The detailed work, that's your adult artist. That comes later. And since this channel is no longer doing just coloring book, we're going to concentrate a little bit more on advanced terminology. So what is an underpicture? Underpicture is just the base colors. Now you can see I am not using the full array of colors that I would plan on using in a finished picture. I have my base colors, and the funny thing about a underpicture is that it's often not the same color as what your top coat's going to be. It's only the base. It's giving you undertone. You may be doing a pink flower and you'll do a blue underpicture. Now, underpictures are not talked about as much in the pencil world. Usually they just call it a base layer. If you study art, you also study painting, and painters, all professional painters, do underpictures. In fact, people have studied the great masters trying to get an idea of what their underpaintings look like, and they use very sophisticated machinery, technology. Most masters did underpaintings. So you have people studying the underpaintings of Michelangelo, Da Vinci, all the greats. And what they want to do is uncover the secrets that makes these master pictures so in-depth. And once you start doing underpictures, you're going to really be able to appreciate what goes into true color blending. A couple of rules on an underpicture that you really should follow. First of all, no more than 4 layers. You're not developing this picture. You are not making it completely smooth. You're just trying to get the base down. Don't worry if you miss a spot. Do a layer, a cross layer, a layer, a cross layer, and that's it. And if you notice, I did not say blend the colors, and I don't want you to blend the colors. If you are using a circular motion to color this picture, you are not doing an undercoat. No blending, you just want the base. Later on, you're going to use this base color to help blend. So the blending comes way later. This is actually what most newbies or beginning artists hand back to me and say, am I done? No, you're not done. You have a great base, but not a finished picture. So going forward in the future, we're always going to do a base picture or an under picture. They call them underpaintings in the painting world. So we're always going to do that. And really by doing it, you're going to see your subtle colors that come out when you are putting these layers on top of each other and not packing them down. Your strokes should be very, very light. Now, I mentioned this in another video, but did you know you can't make a color darker than the core of the pencil? Most people think, oh, if I just keep layering on top of layering, I can make it look darker. You can't. The only thing you're going to do is fill your tooth up with that color. So just keep in mind, if you want to even take the pencil and do a heavy line, see what that color is, you're going to know your tonal values are never going to go darker than that by adding more layers. So don't do it. Keep your layers very light. Also, with light layers, it makes blending a lot easier. If you do a heavy-handed bottom layer, think of it as trudging through mud. You're not going to be able to blend your top colors into the bottom colors easily. and you're not going to get that enrichment that you're really looking for. Another thing we're going to be doing is something called glazing. And glazing is very important. That's putting one color on top of another so lightly that you're able to see both colors. It's easier to do it with polychromos. In fact, polychromos was made for glazing. That's how you color polychromos, a harder oil versus wax. The Prismacolors that we're using were meant to be blended. They're soft, they're blendable, where the polychromos really isn't. So a lot of people will do the bottom layers in the wax and get that nice squishy, mushy, waxy feel on the paper, and then go in with the polychromos and do your glazing. We're going to work a lot with glazing. Please keep that in mind and glazing is not a light layer. A light layer, you're actually putting a little bit of pressure on the paper. You could feel a little bit of give. Once you practice the hard, medium, and light hands, you'll see what I'm talking about with paper give. So a light layer is a slight paper give, where glazing, you can just go into a trance and glaze. Another thing about this underpicture is that there may be open space. And also, you may have wayward lines. That's because your tooth is catching extra, like you might have like a hard tooth in there, and it's picking up a little bit more of your pencil wax. That's perfectly okay. It's going to go away. So don't stress over little wayward lines at this point. You don't have to be completely smooth. What's really good about it is sometimes those wayward lines give texture to the object. In the near future, we're going to be doing an apple, and the wayward lines on apple peel just work. If you can catch them, don't blend them out. So I think you understand what I am trying to tell you. We're going to do a lot of these under pictures going forward. And if you have any questions, please join my Facebook group. I'm there all the time, and I have some excellent artists on there that are always willing to answer questions. Plus my comment section. I always read my comments, and I try to write back to anybody that has art questions. I don't get to all the comments, but at least the questions I try to get to. So I'm just about done with the under picture. You see, it doesn't take long. I'm only speeding this up a tiny bit, and so that it doesn't take an hour. Usually about an hour is good for an under picture. And remember, you're always free to download my pictures by taking a screenshot, and I will be putting them into the Facebook group for download too. If you made it through the ugly stage, also known as the underdrawing, you're already ahead of most people. If it looks ugly, you're doing it right. So tell me, are you going to stick with it, or are you going to start over?